Okay, good morning, everybody. I just can't get enough of playing this deck, and I still think there's still some room for innovation here. So we're like four-ish cards different from the last time we played the deck. The biggest change, or the main change, is that I ended up cutting the Manifold key altogether. It's funny, my first version of the deck was playing a lot of keys, thinking that we'd be really ill untapping Timeless Lotus, but Amulet of Vigor is just the only way you need to untap Timeless Lotus, or at least playing 12 amulets with 4 Saga, 4 Amulet, 4 Gardens is really all you need, and especially when you want to play 2 amulets on a turn sometimes. The key was just the worst card of the deck pretty clearly, and this lets you fit some number of explorers into the deck. I have been really liking Azusa. I think that I want to be starting with a 2-2 split of Explorer to Azusa. Azusa, obviously, not very good to draw in multiples. Getting that to 2 copies is kind of nice. This deck is definitely trying to be much faster than traditional Amulet Titans. So playing, they usually play 2 Azusas, but they have Summoner's Pack, so it's kind of even weird to evaluate. But happy to get some Explorers in the deck finally. Could see the split changing. Still kind of interested in trying the version that just plays for Emrakul, no Karn, but I think Karn is still better. And then I ended up not liking the Welding Jar tech at all. It's you're just still so weak to Force of Vigor if you have those Welding Jars. Sometimes you can fight through a Force of Vigor, but the jars just didn't seem like they really helped enough. So I'm playing a Grafdigger's Cage to help against mostly Reanimator and Yawgmoth. I kind of like that you can get Chalice against Living End, Chalice or Bridge against Living End, and then Cage against Reanimator, Yawgmoth. And then I'm playing a Ratchet Bomb for Creativity and Rhinos. You want to play this over Explosives because it's kind of hard to hold a man on your opponent's turn with the Bounce Land plan. But I do like that against Creativity. If you have 4 mana, you can go Karn for Stonebrain. But a lot of times you only have 2 mana after your Karn on turn 3, and so Karn into Ratchet Bomb, hold that Ratchet Bomb stops them from Creativity, and also buys you a lot of time against Rhinos. Sometimes Urza Saga tokens. So just back on the all Karn sideboard plan. So we're 4 or 5 cards different today. But I am liking the deck a lot. Liking the deck a lot. I think it's very powerful. I think that it's very important to win your game ones. The more and more I play it, the more I really am starting to appreciate that this version is... I think that this version is a lot more resilient than Amulet Titan Game 1. I think Game 1 you're more resilient because you just are not that weak to the efficient creature removal. You're not that weak. You're more resilient to the main deck Blood Moons. And I think that in sideboard games you're more fragile. The exact percentages and numbers is still weird and hard to evaluate, but I've just been liking it so much. It's been so fun. Max 14 months, thank you. Is there a reason to run Ratchet Bomb over Filigree Silex? Mostly that my impression is that the Filigree Silex is exactly the same. Or there's maybe a small upgrade. They should be the same, right? On the draw. With the Gardens Legend. Oh, that's true. Gardens also relevant. It's, again, not actually the most relevant conversation. Can't mulligan this. Very cool expansion. Put us on a mulligan to 6 on the play. Last seen 30 days ago playing Devoted Druid combo. I've been kind of stuck on Devoted Druid combo a little bit. I've been really wanting to return to the list. I had an updated list too, but then I played against a version playing Gigant, and I'm like, man, that's probably better. Alright, Drew Explorer. The range of hands of the deck is really weird. Yeah, that's true. Although, honestly, mulliganing is pretty easy because you need Amulet, Saga, or Stirrings in all your opening hands. So and also you mulligan so well since you only need 1 bounce line in the hand. You can mulligan to 4 and 5 pretty easily. Let's see. So we drew an Ancient Stirrings, number 2. So I think we just go Gruul Turf, copy, cast Stirrings. Gonna get Stirrings first. And we drew another Amulet. Which that's definitely the card I'm taking. And it should be better to still copy first, and then we go Bounce Land 4 mana, Amulet 3 mana, Explore 1 mana, 7 mana, up for Golos, up to 7 mana, Golos down to 2, which can get Lotus Field up to 11. So we can't. So we're 4 mana short of Emrakul right now by my calculations. We can do some other stuff, and we got some time. Last card, Thought Monitor. Pretty good last card here. Yes, and then the sideboard's a little different too. -1 key, -1 Azusa. Drew a Saga. Okay, so I can have so it's 4 mana, and then I can float a single red mana after I go cast Amulet, cast Explore. And then I can use Simic Growth Chamber to get blue in the mana pool, and then I can use Golos so I can spin Golos this turn. I love that we keep finding more and more decks that play Golos in Modern. If only they'd let me play it in EDH, I could stop playing it in Modern. Toadis, 5 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, so we'll go for white, black, green. And then I have 11 mana. I'm trying to think if I ever Stirrings first. I think I should. Maybe I could have already Stirrings. Okay, found a Timeless Lotus. Yeah, I guess you always Stirrings first, huh? And we actually just have Emrakul here. Which seems a bit safer than spinning, although less fun. We could spin like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, turn 3 is definitely like the turn of comboing. Yeah, dude, Summer Bloom would be so ridiculous. Summer Bloom would be so wild. Yeah, average game. Is this better Twin? I don't know how comparable this deck is to Twin. It's funny. Been trying to get my friend into Modern from Commander. Yeah, did your friend used to have Golos as a commander before it was too soon taken from us? Too soon. Yeah, the mana curve is so weird. I mean, this is kind of like... This is maybe not the best example, but... Modern deck building is really weird. Modern deck building is really weird, so a lot of times people ask me about, like... Again, this isn't the best example, but... People always ask me about, like, mana curves, and amount of removal, and it's just like, there aren't that many formulas. Like, maybe in a deck like Murktide, you know, there's more of a formula, but... When you're just brewing, all the rules go out the window. How hard is this deck to play compared to most of my brews? I mean, the first day I was playing this deck, I was really stumbling through it. I also just haven't played a lot of Amulet Titan lately. I think it's becoming a bit... It's definitely becoming easier to pilot as I play it. But also, like... A huge chunk of the brews I play are really complicated because... Like, most of the easy brews have already been found. You know what I mean? It's like, people have already built the easy stuff, which is why I have to work on the complicated stuff. Karn obviously very nice in this matchup. Would love to have another Amulet, a Gardens. Saga would be okay. Grazer would be good. Uh-oh. How am I able to get Amulets so often? I'm mulliganing really aggressively for it. You actually like just cannot keep a hand that doesn't have Amulet, Saga, or Stirrings. And ideally, oh man, I would have drawn Garden. I did draw Garden, I guess. Yeah, you just like can't keep a hand that doesn't like meet one of those qualifications. And like bounce lands inherently being like so much mana and card advantage for this deck, if that makes sense, lets you like mitigate that mulligan aggressively, London mulligan dynamic. Yeah, if they ever ban Titan, this is the deck. Yeah, can maybe Karn for Amulet. We'll see what happens. Karn +1 seems okay if they don't put too much pressure on me. No, that was game 2, TM. That was game 2. Although sometimes people do main deck Haywire Mite. Yeah, sometimes we Emrakul turn 3, sometimes we Giganta turn 3. Swingy deck. Okay, so I Karn for Amulet. Play Amulet, copy. Yeah. Could try to go off. Maybe I have a counter spell. Yeah. We go to game 3 probably. Which of the brews do I think you played not enough to master? Most of them. Most of them. You have to play a lot to like really master a deck. So, and most decks I play for like 1 stream, 2 streams. There's a lot of decks like in here that I think are good, and I played like 1 or 2 streams, and I want to go back to. But most of them. Okay, I have to draw another Amulet. Okay, I'm good to game 3. Yeah, so like, yeah, this is something I've been reflecting on lately. A lot of times people ask me, oh, how much of an advantage do you get because you're playing weird decks? And like, it's hard to quantify that, but you do definitely get an advantage because you're playing weird decks. But I'm also playing like a new weird deck almost every day. Although this week I've been just focused on this. I'm playing new weird decks all the time. It just like, I lose percentage points too because I'm not like sideboarding and sequencing perfectly. And I'm like chatting the whole time. So it's kind of a wash. Ugh, this hand is so close. I have to mulligan though. I also really dislike this one. You can go to 5. Like, just the fact that we can't play a land on turn 2 stinks so much. And then my opponent's on a mull to 6, thinking about going to 5. This is also an interesting hand. We have like a relatively fast Karn. No, we don't. Sorry, we don't. It's not that fast. They keep 6. We definitely have better 4s. Let's try for a better 4. This is not one of the better 4s. That being said, if it draws a Amulet, we are like crushing. Can I wait on the Grazer, maybe? Yeah, no, I'm gonna go here. You also play iterations of popular decks for Obush Rock, so it's not like you only win because you're playing something absurd. Yeah, sure. I don't know. It's also like I don't know. People like to give a lot of credit to my win rate because of the absurdity of the decks, but like my cards do the same thing everybody else's cards do. A lot of thought went into all these decks. Alright, yeah, I think we should still just die to draw an Amulet. I don't think that I can, like... I mean, I can just, like, try to cast Escape to the Wilds, I guess, but they look like they have a counterspell, and... I don't know, I guess they're counting the Amulet anyways. Yeah, they definitely have Metallic Rebuke, though. Alright, tough bowl to 4. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I mean, if we draw Amulet exactly this turn, we probably win. Let's just go packing it. Well, they don't have that much pressure. There's so many cards though. I jam escape. We literally can't do that. So, I don't know how you do that. We could maybe playing out copies of Grazers, and you know Grazer Gardens is better, but. Yeah, I agree. They didn't need to tap out of the Mite. Like if we drew an Amulet there, we were still like starting to go off. Basura, 26 months. Thank you. It's okay. Yeah, we cut the key. We cut the third Azusa for 2 Explorers, and we we're like 2 or 3 sideboard cards different. So many cards. Yeah, but playing to untap land maybe would have been better. Any brew ideas for Bomb? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cards I'm interested in. This is always kind of like what happens during, like, the lull right before the new set comes out. When does the new set comes out? It's like a little less than 2 weeks. It comes out like the 19th or something. Maybe hopefully it'll be less weird this time, but Daybreak Games sometimes is a little bit unpredictable. How do you win? With Door, I guess Filigree. I don't know what Filigree is, but yeah, Door is is most of your wins. You also have Emrakul. You can spin into the Emrakul with Golos. Just cast it too. What's on a like a snap mold of 4? Yeah, it's mostly Emrakul and Door, but you can do a few things. Okay, so probably against Amulet. Yeah. But they're on a mold of 4, so it's going to be kind of tough for them to have a crazy start here. I'm just supposed to play Saga here, save the Grazer as +3 mana on turn 3. So we go Saga into Garden, copy, Growth Chamber, 4, 7, 9. Wow. Okay, that's good. How's Explore feeling? It's you know, I was messing around with it a little bit last night. I like Explore. It's a card like if the deck was a little bit bigger, I'd be playing more copies of, but you can't play it any more than 60 because you need Amulet every single time. Woo! That's funny. Dude, their sagas are just die. They're just gonna die. They're not like getting amulets with them. Nah, cast your thoughts here. But please, if you're gonna do anything, don't cast Matter Reshaper. Make a token. Poor Eldrazi Tron players. They did mold before. Oh my gosh. Just get a Golos down. Although, I guess Golos here was actually not amazing. If my escape bricks, I would have wanted to get be able to get Lotus Field. I did not brick though. Could spend like 3 times. Cool. Death by QD, 5 months, and thank you. Hope you're doing well. Golos is so fun in this deck. I did hear Ragavan was getting added to Arena. I don't really know what Historic is like. But I don't know. It could be fine. Huh, weird hand. Let's keep. Give our opponent a chance. Oh wait, no, this hit is just easy. Obvious keep. What am I talking about? Like, the Azusa is not that good, but we just have, turn to 11 mana. Karn plus, like, a total of 11 mana. Why get Gruul Turf over Lotus Field? I mean, it was because of the Escape to the Wilds, but I should have got Lotus Field instead. Mistake. Which I thought they said. Yeah, maybe the matting Ragavan means they're trying to get modern on the client. I hope. That'd be nice. Okay, so now we can Golos for a bounce land too. Which is pretty mana positive with Grazer plus Azusa. We might be able to show our opponent the door. Let me just Grazer Azusa real quick. Grazer is so broken. So we need 19 mana. We have one more land drop, which is +4. Timeless Lotus is +5. Net 5. So this is 13 +5. So we should be exactly 1 short, which is great because now we get to spin Golos instead of just showing them the door. Right? Yeah, we're 1 short, so let's spin. Oh boy! A pretty good hit. And we immediately find another amulet. I just love spinning Golos, what can I say? I just love to spin Golos. Alright, Sneep. This is fine. I'll probably take Azusa. My opponent has Gigantha as a companion. Verdant Catacombs Blood. So they're Jund Saga, which is good because they're way less likely to have Blood Moon. Where this deck's good, bad matchups. So this deck wins like almost every single game 1. Not every single game 1, obviously, but most game 1s. And then tends to lose a lot of sideboard games against decks that have Force of Vigor, sometimes Blood Moon, but you can race Blood Moon a lot of the time, and you can also Timeless Amulet sometimes to get around it. Okay, so this is might take my payoff here. But yeah, your bad matchup is like the sideboard cards, I guess. Interesting pickup. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to Gardens, cast Stirrings. Grab a goat. Close. Death and Taxes is the second best matchup. What about Death and Taxes is bad for us? I guess all the Ghost Quarters and stuff. Cankerbloom, baby! We got a main deck Cankerbloom. Okay, so this is a... So Retraction Helix, Rona, Mox Hammer goes infinite. Surprised to only see 3 copies. Maybe that's an okay number. Every time I read Rona, I think of Ronus. Although I always liked the original Rona too, the blue-black card. I thought that card was so sick. Just like almost not quite constructed playable. I guess we don't have enough artifacts for Imri. It stinks as Imri also combos. Okay, so that's infinite. Well, it's not infinite loots, right? So you go Retraction Helix, target Mox Amber. It's infinite mana, right? This is an infinite mana combo because you need to tap the Rona to bounce the Amber. But what do you do with the infinite mana? Just whatever. You get to like Gigantha, flip Rona. Let's think about it some more. Oh, they dashed Ragavan. Cute. Okay. Their Dash Ragavan stole an amulet. Thankfully, I've got plenty still. Explore being a nice ritual here. So I can Karn for a 2-drop. I like turning off that treasure token. I can go Golos, get Lotus Field into Karn for a 2-drop. Which is definitely not the best turn. Karn Plus also seems pretty fine. Think. If we had one more mana, we could just get like any land. This would be a spot for Crumbling Vestige if we were playing Crumbling Vestige, I guess. But I think with the second card in my hand, I am just going to go ahead and get the Lotus Field and then Karn Coating, especially with them like losing the Saga. Could also just like Amulet copy, or okay. Just I forgot I have this this amulet. Okay, let's get the coating. If they have bolt for the Karn, you know, they bolt on the upkeep, they lose their Saga, unlock their treasure, but then with the backup Karn, it's gonna be pretty good. Okay, so this is infinite. I don't really love how you don't seem to have like much infinite mana payoff. I don't understand this main deck Canker Bloom really at all. I guess flipping Rona is like not that bad, right? Read the description. Okay. With Tyvar, it mills your entire deck and then brings back Jace. With Tyvar, it mills your entire deck, then brings back Jace. How does it mill your entire black? Oh, because you get to make Sultai infinite mana. Okay, and then you add spell to Tyvar minus. Bring back Jace. Flip Jace before milling the whole deck. Bring back Canker Bloom. And proliferate Jace to ult, and then mill opponent. Beautiful. Okay, I think this is sick. I love it. I don't think I would play Boseiju. I see you haven't built the mana base. It should be like mostly fast lands. I don't feel like Boseiju, in my experience, like matters against a lot of things in Pioneer. It's like mostly just Nykthos, from when I was playing a lot of it. But beautiful deck. So if they have another Unholy Heat, you know, we have to take a turn to play Urza Saga. I feel like about 4 Helix, 4 Amber. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could also see maybe playing Dig Through Time over Cruise to like find your specific combo pieces. That could be the case. It's been a little while since I've played Pioneer or like chose between the two. But I don't know that you absolutely need 4 of each with how much card selection there is. It just kind of depends on, like, you know, how fast you feel like you want to be able to combo. But I would say that this is, like, likely a good first draft, and then after some playtesting you can decide, like, do you want to go, like, minus a Delve Spell, plus a Helix, or, you know, plus a Member. I don't know that losing Gigantha for Narset's Reversal is right, although if this is, like, only for the Lotus Field matchup, then it's probably okay. But you could also just play, like, any other counterspell and keep Gigantha. I'm also, like, not the right person to talk to you about Pioneer sideboards. I haven't played much lately. I remember I always hated Terra Sunder. It seems like, to me it seems like you would really want a lot of, like, the 1 mana kill a white creature card, or play, like, Path of Peril on the sideboard, because it seems like you're probably, like, really weak to mono white with this build, and so, like, having a lot of sideboard cards for mono white seems nice. Like, you're still like a Ledger Shredder Fatal Push deck, so you have some game, but that would be the matchup I'm worried about. Terra Sunder is gas against creativity. Okay, so you just, like, solo them because you get the Xenagos. That seems fine. Although they still get the World Spine Worm in play. Is Leyline better than her? Seems like it fucks. Well, you know, you would know better than me, Jesse. But one thing I really like about Leyline is it just, like, totally, like, dumpsters the Neoform deck. Like, they just, like, have such a hard time beating that card when they can, like, play through a hearse pretty easy. So, like, I know that when I've been looking at Pioneer lately, I've been really wanting to play Leyline because it seems like the Neoform deck is, like, good and popular. My perception on that might be, like, really off. You can exile the Worm. Oh, for 4 mana, just exile the Worm. Yeah. That would be my main argument for Leyline. It's just, like, it's really well positioned now. Yeah, but I potentially, like, you know, the weenie matchups seem kind of tough. If that's just, like, not the case, and you can, like, Jace Vryn's Prodigy, Ledger Shredder them, this is fine, but yeah. I mean, I always kind of remember feeling like Greasefang was just, like, so weak to everything. I don't know. Just, like, in my experience, just, like, so often just folded to the first sideboard card. Although it's actually, yeah, Leyline's better against Hearse, than Hearse against Greasefang because they have the Witherbloom command. How do you get Jace and Cankerbloom back? You have infinite Tyvar activations with the deck. I also not a deck I'd recommend playing on Magic Online. One of the most click-intensive decks I've ever seen. Okay, so we're on game 2 against Jund Saga with a poor hand on the draw. I think I could maybe keep this on the play in this matchup. I think it's just too slow on the draw. Okay, we'll keep this. Look for Saga or Amulet off the Stirrings. I'm gonna put back the Karn. USA, 30 months. I tried going through Dark Pool and Arena. Can you even go through the Dark Pool and Arena, or do you get roped? I can't remember how the rope works. Yeah, paper-only deck. Which is not something I say very lightly. As someone who pretty frequently swims in the Dark Pool. Hate this. I think I'm taking Garden. It's okay. You get ripped after 5 minutes. So funny. Okay, usually deal about 15. Let's go! Let's freaking go. Yeah, I do think I'm just putting in both non-bounce lands here. And then we can play, like, fair game if we miss. But I want to be able to draw Amulet, go Amulet, copy Rot Farm. I think that's where you're 1 mana short of casting a 5 if we do that. You remember when you get hit by a Grimflayer in Standard, and you'd be like, I can never win this game? Compare that to getting hit by a Ragavan. Huh. Resolves. I think they're gonna name Gardens. Yeah, they did. So now I've got red mana. The Grazer is soloing the Grimflayer. It's awesome. We got best card in our deck in the hand. So pick up the Boseiju. Dude, Golgari Rot Farm is literally just 0 mana divination. I mean, my opponent doesn't seem like they have removal, because my, Wait, am I going to Gigantha first for mana acceleration here? I can't quite Gigantha plus spin. Yeah, Gigantha really only is, like, acceleration for, like, the Golos ability, and I'd be 1 mana short if I just Gigantha. Yeah, I think I should just Golos for a Saga next turn, probably. Get a faster Amulet. Or, I don't know if fast is ever the right word for this game. This Alpine Moon looking so funny. Casting Gigantha with Intruder Alarm. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about Intruder Alarm. It's that point in the season between releases that I'm thinking about Intruder Alarm. There's this, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Sam Pardee. It could have been also anybody else. But someone once was playing an Intruder Alarm combo deck with the it's a 2-mana 2/2 exert, make a 1/1 token, which goes it's the cheapest card that goes infinite with Intruder Alarm. Ooh, like that. I've got 2 more where that came from. Okay, so we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty sure I escaped the wilds. Could also Golos plus Explore. Could Golos get a bounce land, Explore, replay the land. Doesn't seem great. I think we're probably going to get Haywire Mited on our Saga. We lost to Affinity, but we lost to our mulligans in sideboard games. Let's escape. John has also like never ever beat this card probably. Okay, so I have 3, 4 mana. This is mana neutral. So if I find another amulet off of the stirrings, still don't really get to do too much. Pick up the Boseiju Boulder Saga. Yep, yeah, but that doesn't like matter at all. Like I mean it does, but like I think I'd rather just cast a Karn. Oh wait, I did have it. Oh, I forgot about. Oh, no, I forgot about the stupid Escape to the Wilds land drop. Okay, we could have done so much more. If they get Needle for Karn, I literally won't care at all. I guess we get an Emrakul. Stake the Emrakul. Yeah, I could have also like needled Haywire Mite here. I think I'm just gonna like plus on the map. Just put up defense. I think think we're, winning the game pretty easy. Yeah, so I guess the line was probably just play another escape. Although we may have been choked. I don't think we had enough red mana. Next we go after 2 Grazers. We can do that, yeah. It's kind of a pain in the ass, that line. They can't Haywire Mite us? Why not? Oh, because of the card. Right. Yeah, escape is so ridiculous. In this deck, it's so extra ridiculous. It's like a lot of times either like -1 mana or like it just like it's really good in the deck. Why do you think Breach decreased in popularity a few months ago? It was in every deck for value. I don't know. This is, I think to some extent people got bored of it. To some extent, Rectoscam started playing like 4-lay Line of the Void in their sideboard, and Graveyard Strategies. Do they have green mana? Graveyard Strategies in general became a little bit worse, and Breach a little bit more specifically became worse. But Breach is also like winning tournaments still, both combo and non-combo versions, and so it's kind of like just, this is something that's like very important to understand. Just because the deck is not seeing a lot of play in Modern or it's decreased in popularity does not mean that it's any worse. Like, Modern is just a really, really open and like dynamic and diverse format compared to like the amount of people that are playing usually. And like, I think Rhinos is a great example. Like a lot of I've seen some people say recently that they're like kind of confused by the return of Rhinos, and they're confused that like Rhinos is making a big swing back, but it's just like Rhinos has just always been a great deck. It's just been a great deck the whole time, and it's just, people are picking it back up. And I think you're going to see that kind of cycle a lot. I mean, we could just win the game. I think that, why don't we just take an extra turn with Emrakul and see if they concede to that. Show some mercy on our poor Jund opponent. And if they don't concede, then we are not showing any mercy in this dojo. Sacrifice Misha's research desk. Let's go. Alright, well, you want to keep playing, opponent? I probably would have cast a Golos. Well, okay, one thing here is there is no line we could take that increases our win percentage here. Our win percentage is 100%. So my decisions here are not about winning or losing the game. They're about ending the game as quickly as possible here. But there is no decision point that it changes our win percentage away from 100% here, Yeah, garbage time. We will simply show our opponent the door here. We will draw every single card in our deck. Yeah. Classic value brain. Can't get away from every little incidental amount. But I thought that my opponent would concede, so just trying to end this as quick as I can. I think we just spin again. We have as much mana as we want. We have like 2 land drops still. Plus like multiple Grazers. How much mana? Just as much as you want. Although, getting the second black for door is a little tricky. Okay, I'll just blister them. I'll just blister them. They're at 3. I haven't shown anybody the door today, actually. Also, I'm ahead on time. Ahead on the clock. 2-1. Like a lot, like usually with these Karn sideboards, I just like to play with them for a while, and then if I just never really get them, then I end up cutting them, I guess. Yeah, Portal to Phyrexia is just such a hero card. Not very likely to add it. I'll be making my YouTube video this weekend or next weekend about the new set. Not sure. Not sure exactly, because like I tend to, like, you know, I look at the set, I make an impression, it takes a little bit while to formulate opinions, and then it's really like when I'm making the YouTube video that my opinions become a little bit more solidified. Only one amulet. Okay, hello Karn, goodbye Karn. Hello Karn. I really want to be able to cast Timeless Lotus this turn, since my opponent is likely going to be able to Blood Moon me next turn. Although I suppose it's probably with that in mind. If I just like play Karn. If I just go like Karn for coating, and if they have Bolt into Blood Moon, this is like a lot worse. But this like really de-incentivizes. I guess I could just get Haywire Mite. Problem with Mite is I lose my bounce land. It's actually kind of fine because I get Stirrings for another. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get Haywire Mite, and then next turn I can maybe just get like Phyrexian Metamorph, copy Amulet. Could also have just got the Metamorph first, but then this line is better against Bolt into Blood Moon. Although they're Johned again, so very happy to see Johns. Obviously, like at this point, Haywire might not do much unless they have Saga, but overall, just like the fact that they play the Stomping Ground, our win percentage goes way up. Interesting. Alright, we'll just take Saga. It seems like we may be making some Saga tokens also. Do I want to play out Mite? I don't think so. Could they be Jund Creativity? No, because of Verdant Catacombs. Is it value to copy a creature with Metamorph? Could play Sculpting Steel. I mean, yeah, copying Archon is like enough, like enough of a reason, right? It's just the difference between 2 life. Although maybe I'm just wrong. They could be Jund Creativity with Verdant Catacombs. Haste Ragavan with Bitter Reunion. It's funny. Titania Gorios, yeah. I kind of want to play that deck again. I think I had a new idea for it, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can't Timeless Lotus and make a Saga token. So I think we just make a Saga token, cast a Mite. The next turn we can make a lot of mana, and we can like at least put a Gigantha into play. And we win if we draw a payoff. You can't, yeah, not super interested in Lotus Fielding. Hopefully Ragavan doesn't steal a payoff from the top of my library. They really do damage themselves? Yeah, they had 2 Thoughtseizes. So fetching and shocking. Seems like maybe they're just on the old value Bitter Reunion. I could maybe map for get Expedition map here. Because I drew the second Amulet. One thing I don't like about map, it's like I'm not playing Saga this turn, that's what I would get. I think I do though. I guess I can actually... I think I have exactly enough to go... Timeless Lotus into 10 mana into sack map for Saga, put Saga into play, 2 more mana, and is that enough to also Giganta? So it's 10 minus 3 down to 7 plus 2 should be enough. I feel like maybe I'm no, I think I'm counting the map sack. Okay, I need to stack the triggers right for once. I've never stacked this trigger right before. Let the Saga get the ability to make mana, then do this. We did it first time. First time stacking that correctly. Obviously, any payoff is a win, but we're making some big Saga tokens. It's so enough even a sector wrong. I thought it would have been 1 short, right? Maybe not, if you're saying that. Huh. This is weird, but I think I'm actually supposed to, since I'm just like on Saga beatdown, I think I'm supposed to make a token, bounce the Saga, replay Saga with Grazer. Because I didn't need to tap my Timeless Lotus or whatever. Tech for stacks. You post a link in chat. I'd be happy to take a look. So we'll see if they like cheat something into play or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why the notification was so loud. I'm always so clueless on the audio stuff. Modern Flyers, baby. Is this like an update? You did this before, right? Or some? Surely we don't have 2 flying fans. Doesn't seem like you did it before. Oh, here's the last tech. Oh, this was a while ago. Okay, it is. Okay, well. Wish I still had that manifold key. I don't need to Boseiju their Fable yet. I can wait until like they potentially put something in play that I would have to target. So this is going to be with the new card, Errant and Giada. I mean, I would... Oh, you have Shining Shoal? Okay, there's a good chance I'm really not going to be building this almost any different. Or there's a high chance I'm not going to be building this almost any differently. I would probably play the 4th copy of Errant and Giada, like at first to play test. Also, this has to be an Aether Vial deck. Okay, they can't copy that. Yeah, maybe you should be playing Aether Vial over Spectral Procession, although I guess Procession is also your high mana value card for Shining Shoal. Tricky. Giganta, Urza Saga, 2 powerful for Jund to defeat. Pig's been flooped 18 months, thank you. One Giada for 1 Spectral Procession. I don't know, I kind of feel like it needs to be Spectral Procession for Aether Vial. And then maybe you just, like, at that point, sideboard the Shining Shoals. I don't know, the Shoals are so... I've been liking Shoal a lot. You could do something like you could maybe just at that point do Aether Vial over Shoal. You can sideboard the Shoal against the red decks, maybe, but you don't have to main deck them. You can play like 3 Procession, 4 Errant, and Gyata, just like the playtest at first. I would almost definitely play Rest in Peace over Remorseful Cleric. I would definitely play Rest in Peace over Remorseful Cleric. I've been liking Spell Pierce more than I've been liking Flusterstorm in some decks. I don't know if this would be this one exactly, but just like countering Red and 6 and Fable and like binding into Teferi against creativity is also relevant. Don't feel super strongly about it, maybe. Yeah, some loose thoughts though. I think your draft is pretty good. You could build it this direction, but I would have a hard time playing that deck with that Aether Vial. It also gives you like another good 1-drop, which is something I think the deck wants anyways. Gives you more nut draws, which you need. Is Mark of Asylum on the board better than Shoal? Maybe. Cave of the Frost Dragon. I'm not a big fan of Cave of the Frost Dragon. It's like, it is the worst manland by a lot. It's still a manland, but it is the worst one by so much. Well, at least I have a Boseiju. Was not expecting to get Blood Moon by Jund, but it'll happen sometimes, I guess. Oh, I could have... Oh, no, I've punted. This is a huge punt. I should have just played the Lotus Field and then Boseiju the Blood Moon on my turn. Then I'll have the Lotus Field in play. Yeah, big punt. That's okay. Blood Moon is likely too slow in the draw for Game 3 at least. Very concrete. I don't think I'd play, you know, manlands really. Is Mark of Asylum and the sideboard better than Shoal? Maybe. Yeah, I definitely threw this one away. It's okay. You never throw a game away before, champ? Yeah, Gyata definitely seems like big upgrade to the flying archetype. Which I think is something I said last time, is like you really needed another payoff, and now you got one. Funny enough, Jund is so bad we might still win. Probably not. Their deck is odd, though. Jund, Saga, play sideboards. So we played against Saga last round, and this is a different version of Jund. They're playing Bitter Reunion, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Blood Moon. Unclear if Blood Moons are the main. Unclear what the Bitter Reunions are for, besides just value, I guess. One of these days, I'll submit a deck that you would have built exactly like we did. Yeah, then you'll waste your $15. It's actually happened a few times that we've gotten deck text where I want to change anything. A lot of times it's like, you know, it's just like, you know, good like drafting, like a good first draft. You need to do some playtesting, but quite a few chef's kisses. Okay, they are okay. They're Jund Archon, but they're just Reanimator. We draw Amulet? No, I think even Amulet doesn't do it. Jund Archon, but they're just Reanimator. Seems like probably a really good matchup. So they are forgoing the Dwarven token plan so they can play Blood Moon. Seems like their idea. It's probably not good enough, but kind of funny. Definitely need a fast hand on the play. Being able to like get Lotus in play before, or just kill your opponent on turn 3 before Blood Moon can come down. Very important. And Ragavan too, yeah. So they get to play creatures also, of course. But like, is Ragavan even good? Everboard in Cage? Nope. Just leave it. Like in this matchup, I'm like way more likely to get a Amulet over a Saga, over a Cage, or any other Karn target or Saga target. Okay, so I do have to Grazer here. So I can block the Ragavan so they can't turn 2 Blood Moon me. And I think I will put in the Growth Chamber. Since I have double Stirrings, I should be able to find another bounce land pretty easy. In theory, at least. Maybe we'll see about practice. I have a lot of them in the deck. I have more than Amulet Titan even usually plays. Almost never making a Saga token here. Okay, found one. I think I just cast the Stirrings though. Oh, kind of awkward. Don't really care for any of these cards. I think I'm really unlikely to play a Saga at any point in this game. Maybe I would have off Explorer. I do like that if they Blood Moon me, I can go Explore, then to Lotus like the following turn. No Explorer. I don't know, I feel like I might end up using this for mana. Like if I Stirrings and I find Amulet, then all of a sudden this is a positive mana card the next turn, and still just draws me a card. I don't really see like what I'm drawing off the Explorer that changes my line much this turn. Oh, they hit Azusa, that could actually get really gnarly with them having Rin in 6. Although they haven't returned any lands with Rin yet. Between Sogazon, Fable Striker, which may be a possible play creativity with Outdoor Red Mines. They're not playing creativity in their deck if they have Ragavan. Okay, they do have the Blood Moon. And I have, you know, the ability to play Explore this turn, lands, into Lotus, untap, maybe Karn plus Grazer, we'll see. Damn it. Would love to draw that, and scared of them drawing it here. Oh wow, they hit 4 lands and a Blood Tithe Harvester. That's good news. He's like the truth, watch you two, don't get too often. What's the current lifetime record? I'm not sure the record, we played a lot, but the deck has definitely been feeling good. It's hard to say, honestly, like, much more than good. I know we've played a lot, but hard deck to evaluate. These decks with, like, really crazy nut draws like this one are, you know, just very, very hard. So I can Karn for, like, Grafdigger's Cage, Karn, just Grazer minus Karn for, like, Cityscape Leveler seems okay also. Don't have enough blue. I guess, yeah, I don't have enough blue mana for Filigree Sage combo. Karn for Mite. I mean, the Blood Moon is like not doing a ton. I mean, I guess it's shutting me off of a lot of mana, but I'm not just like super cold to it either necessarily. Uh-oh. They have no black mana though. Yeah, they have no black mana. Ensnaring Bridge? I don't like that we can't cast Bridge this turn. Yeah, I think that they're cut off of black mana. Yeah, but like we can maybe Mite next turn. Yeah, we could have gone Mite into Door. There's a lot of options here. If they send both at Karn, which they do send both at Karn, I think I just let Karn die. I have a backup Karn. Like, this unlocks their blood token. It doesn't seem like their blood token is likely very relevant. Although I guess I didn't need to block at all. So now they can just ping my Grazer for free. That was a mistake. So I can go tap Timeless Lotus, Forest, Cataracts, Growth Chamber, and then I unlock my Lotus Field Growth Chamber, and then I can Karn for Grafdigger's Cage next turn. Although that's kind of awkward with the Unearth on Leveler, maybe. Yeah, this was, I don't know, big mistake. Let's see what we draw. Might unlock their black. Yeah, but if I get Grafdigger's Cage, them unlocking black doesn't matter as much. Although they could maybe... Yeah, they're still a turn away from Hardcast Archon. And like it unlocks their black, but unlocks like a lot of mana for me. Can't even count that high. There may be a better line. Can we go infinite? No, now we go infinite. We can make infinite mana, but we can't like do anything with it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We play this, then we have 7 mana, so Karn for a 3. So we could like copy Cityscape Leveler. I'm 1 mana short of Stone Braining their Archons. You want to get Bridge? I would much rather get Grafdigger's Cage than Bridge. You have man to Karn plus Metamorph. Karn plus Metamorph after level. I know, I literally just said that, but I'm choosing to not take that line because I'm just gonna lose to like the Bitter Reunion Archon if I take that line. So I'm getting Grafdigger's Cage instead. Yeah, you don't get another leveler trigger with the Metamorph. Not that it would matter a ton, necessarily. And before Boseiju. I mean, we're not beating Boseiju this game anyways. So much mana do we have? We have a lot. We have 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we have enough to hardcast Emrakul. We can even Stirrings into Emrakul, although we only have 2 Stirrings left. My Cage, they're a reanimator deck. they're a reanimator deck. They're not creativity. Yeah, we still have Giganta too. They're 1 mana short of Hardcast Archon. Honest question, why play this instead of straight Amulet? You're more resilient to... Like, this game is a good example of being more resilient to Blood Moon, more resilient to Dress Down, Solitude, Unholy Heat. Your mana curve is lower, you don't have to play as many of, like, the goofy... Or goofy lands is maybe not the best word, but the less powerful lands that you have to play in normal Amulet. I think I have to Tech the Rin. Kill the Fable. Put Giganta into play. You get Gigantha. So it's not like a million advantages, but there are enough like that they add up. Gigantha also means that if they just hardcast Archon with no haste, which I think they won't have enough mana to haste this turn, then I can level the Archon next turn potentially. Have a lot of great top decks too. Emrakul, Karn, Golos, Escape to the Wilds, Stirrings into one of the colorless cards. Oh, Power Stone Haste, yeah. Okay, they don't have Archon in hand though, thankfully. Or they didn't see the line. They are maybe going to bolt my Gigantha. No, they just don't have anything. And we drew Escape to the Wilds. Pumped. Into 3 Goloses and a Mycosynth Gardens. Oh boy. I have the Cascading Cataracts, so I don't really think too much, but maybe I should think a little bit. I still have my land drop to play too. 2 land drops because of the Escape to the Wilds land drop, which I keep forgetting about. I also have Gigantha mana. So I think I'll actually just use... Okay, now we have infinite mana. We could just show him the door, I'm sure. So we have 2 land drops plus Grazer here. Plus, you know, a lot of mana already in play. So we can go tap this for white. I don't think I've ever picked up Lotus Field and then like played it as my land for turn. I'm doing this so I can get enough black mana to just Karn for door here. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. How would I track my mana? I would get out paper and pencil, probably. Just like manually doing the addition. The old last round deck tech. One thing is, you know, you haven't learned the classic I built a reanimator deck in Modern lesson. Easy mulligans here. The classic lesson of you have no white or green mana, so you can't deal with Rest in Peace, you can't deal with Leyline, you're harder against like any artifact graveyard hate, you just like can't beat graveyard hate. You like just immediately lose to any amount of it. Except for, I guess, as artifact, you have red for artifact based graveyard hate, but for the most part you're just like super cold. Okay, we're on a mulligan 2-4. 1, 2. Should I have gone to 3? I don't think I should have gone to 3. I think I need to keep Escape to the Wilds. Somehow cast it. Tough hand, though. Good time for the deck tech where there's nothing else to do. So this is like a lesson you just like haven't learned. This is something I've had to learn over a lot of time. You cannot play a Reanimator variant in Modern without any white or green mana in the mana base. White tends to be a lot better, where you get access to like Wear Tear, Teferi, Time Raveler, Prismatic Ending, Stony Silence can cover all of your bases. You have no bases uncovered. But beyond just that, like you can even splash those cards in the sideboard, but which I don't love so much. Beyond just that, like you have a lot of issues here because this is actually not the worst draw. That Drown in the Lock is not main deckable without like Thoughtseize in your deck, being able to like get those cards in their graveyard. You like in my opinion, you just can't main deck Drown in the Lock. It's not good enough. I also think that like there's not a competitive reason to Goryo's Div Mizzet then put creativity on it compared to like just getting back Atraxa, just getting back Gristlebrand. I'd say that those are likely to be more powerful versions of the Goryo's archetype. And so, for the most part, like beyond that, you just have a reasonable Goryo's deck. But I don't. But you have like a lot of like there's like really no reason to do this over, in my opinion, over Atraxa or Gristlebrand. There's not like, and you need to be able to beat the Graveyard Hate sideboard cards instead of just immediately losing to Rest in Peace, Leyline, Sanctifier. So nice 0-land keep. I mean, I was a mold of 4. I don't know what you want. I don't think I was supposed to go to 3 with that hand. Kaito with the sideboard for the grindy matchups. Not a fan. I don't know. Just kind of a lot of loose thoughts, but to some extent, there's you can play like I can give you small stuff like Consider is better than Thought Scour in the deck. You can't main deck Drown in the Lock. You can play more Jaces over like the Drown in the Locks, but Um, I think this build is just going to have a tough time. I've played decks like it in the past. I had to learn the same lessons the hard way. Short of 6 months. Also, like when you cut Div Visit and you play other targets instead, your deck just opens up so much. I hit the trophy lead with Boomer John. I think you would like the list. I get a lot of people throw a deck list at me, but I'm also like not the most excited to see Boomer John, to be honest. But congrats on your trophy lead. Could win on turn 2 with a top deck Grazer or Explorer. Okay, so I go Bounce Land. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short of casting a 5-drop this turn. I'm sure the deck is fun to play by. And obviously, like if that's enough for you, then that is enough. That's all the deck has to be, is fun to play. Not likely to have souls today. We'll see. I'm feeling, awake today for the first time in a while. We're struggling with some thyroid problems. Okay, so I have 7 mana. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to Golos into Escape plus Timeless Lotus to play around Force. I think I'll just play the Lotus. Just, hope they don't have Force. I'm really bad shape if they do, obviously. But also, like, Golos into the Living End doesn't sound that good either. Okay. And we have plenty of good top decks here, but, we're not able to, like, do anything because we only have 4 mana and all 5-drops in hand. You should do it Lotus Field. Lotus Field doesn't give me enough mana to go Golos into a 5-drop. So I guess I could have gone Golos into 5-drop. I can't go Golos into 5-drop, 5-drop. And I just have a Golos in play against Living End, which is going to die to their Living End. Guess I could put Giganta in my hand. Could do that next turn maybe, and then like sneaky discard Golos to hand size. Golos to the Forest. I don't know. I would get Saga or Gardens over Forest. But I also think just like jamming the Lotus is fine. Well, that sucks. Can I be the Curator of Mysteries? Maybe. Definitely jumping. I think Living in, Studying, and Force of Vigor in the blind makes sense. It's not really outrageous at all, y'all. Seems like maybe they have another interactive spell. Hope it's not another Force of Vigor. A Borrower? Otawara, my Amulet. Best case scenario. I really don't like that they kept a card on top, though. Best case scenario, they kept a Cycler. Weird that they're not draw stepping the Grief. I think they're going to take my Amulet, so I'll pick up the Garden here. Also, otherwise I don't really get any acceleration. And they do take the amulet, so I can just cast Golos. Then I'm blocking the Grief pretty well. Ooh. Do I want Azusa instead? Can Azusa plus Stirrings? If I Golos, am I getting Cataracts? I think I'm just getting Cataracts. So weird, such a weird game. Could get Saga also. You done Stirrings? Well, if I Stirrings, I can't Golos. So I Golos Stirrings doesn't seem like it only is better if I find Amulet. Could definitely see getting Saga being a little bit better, but I like that I could just go Azusa, ramp, spin the Golos the following turn. Cycle Street Wraith, 2 cards in hand. Not ideal. Yeah, some cyber changes too. Now I really wish I had Saga. Hard to play around the Boseiju. Karn? Do find Karn. Although I suppose this turn, it's probably better for me to, like, empty my hand. And I could get a bridge. They've already used, you know, a lot of interaction that would deal with bridge, these 3 cards. Could have been good to chump block here also. Seems okay not to. Strings fail to find. We don't need to fail to find. I'm a little short of being able to copy bridge, though. I don't think I need to play this Lotus. I could sack the Gardens. I think I'd rather just have the Lotus in hand, so if I can find Amulet... 2 cards in hand should be fine. Do you remember this game when my opponent Force of Vigored my only 2 permanents? This is the same game! Now I have 7 lands in play. This is literally the same game. What the heck? No Giganta. If I put Giganta in my hand, they can attack with Grief. Maybe you want Welding Jar over Copy? Over Metamorph? I tried Jar and I didn't like it very much. We had Jar last time. What do I do? Yeah, I think I'm still gonna name Living End. Oh, they have 1 in their hand. I can leave that in there though. Okay. Oh, come on. I don't like this. I don't like how Magic Online shows you the deck, and then if your opponent concedes while you're looking at their deck, they just take it away. That's not how it works in paper. Like, you should still be able to, like, look at it. I saw, I think, 1 more Force of Vigor and 1 more Foundation Breaker. I'm still just, like, running it back, though. Yes, it is. That is how it works in paper. Because I thought that, like, all those cards entered, like, the theoretical reveal zone. Interesting, okay. I am, wrong. Word always tastes so foul. Probably, you know, like, somewhat comfortable just dying to... There's no revealed zone, I see. You can't hold my deck hostage, technically. But like... You can't, but also, I would think that you can't just, like, take information away in that manner, but I guess I'm wrong. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, like in paper, it's like if you don't want to reveal the deck, you concede before the search starts. But you know, whatever. You can concede at any time. If I concede, I get my cards back. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like hiding like known info, but it's probably not that important of a conversation. It's interesting though. 3 cards in my opponent's hand. I'll cast the Explorer. Have to draw land to get to use the extra land drop. Love to see no 3rd land. Okay. They have lethal in 1 swing. I'm counting 19. 11 plus 8, 19. With them having discarded my first, if I still had that first amulet, I'd be feeling like I could still win. Now it's like I just have to go. I can't do enough with the Golos here. I guess I grab Garden. Yeah, Garden gives me maybe a chance next turn. Gardens into Golos, into Lotus, into Wild. Gardens into Golos, into Lotus, into Wild. Yeah. It's a plan. But it looks like they have something, which sucks. They have Boseiju? Come on, dude. Okay, we're dead. Okay, a little bit of a win sandwich or a loss sandwich. Something. Some kind of sandwich. LW.